What's going on, everyone? Welcome into another episode of the WeitzyPod. We are recording on Saturday, August 23rd. Hope everyone's enjoying their summer. And I wanted to do a little bit about the NBA today. There is a link on NBA.com that has every roster move, every offseason addition and subtraction from every team. And I was looking through it yesterday, and five teams stood out to me. So we're going to get into those today. The first one, and these are in alphabetical order. The first one is the Boston Celtics. Everyone is talking about this season for the Celtics as a write-off season, and yes, like they are making sure that they're under the cap, and they know Jason Tatum is out likely the whole year, but I think the Boston Celtics are going to actually be a force to reckon with in the East. Last year, they were second in the standings with 61 wins. They're not going to be second this year, but the only teams that I think will be ahead of them are the Cavaliers, the Knicks, potentially the Magic, potentially the Hawks, but they're still going to easily be in playoff range. And if you ask me, as long as they don't play the Cavs or the Knicks in the first round, I think they have a decent chance of winning a first round series, and they're gonna have the championship experience, their championship coach, good players. Like they might win a second round, and who knows after that. But looking at their off-season moves, they lost Drew Holiday, who I was watching last year thinking like he's not as effective as he was during their championship year. So I actually think that that's like not a terrible loss. Kristaps Porzingis, okay, he's someone who's very unique that can throw a super different look at defenses, but who knows how well he was going to play this year, if he was even going to play. And then Luke Cornett, that one was just an emotional loss for the Celtics franchise and for the fans. They love him there, but okay, let's be honest. How much is Luke Cornett doing? I think he's going to be really good on the Spurs, though. But they got Anthony Simons, who say what you want about him on defense, but he has the ball a lot. He will have the ball a lot. He's going to put up numbers, and I think this Celtics roster is just going to be bombing away from three. They have good defensive instincts. Derek White is just like he can cover for multiple people on defense. Jalen Brown is maybe going to step up a little bit in this like you're the main guy role. I think that they are a smart team and they're going to be better than just, hey, this is a write-off season. So Celtics were number one. Number two team that stood out to me as I was going through this list is the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, they are going to be really good next year. They they were in fourth place in the West last year. They won 50 games. And okay, three teams won 50 games, the Lakers, Nuggets, and Clippers. But the Nuggets did technically finish behind the Lakers, which I don't think is going to happen again. At the top, you have the Thunder and the Rockets. But I think the Nuggets are a real candidate to be in that number two slot. So looking at their offseason, they bring back a fan favorite, Bruce Brown, who he's just going to bring energy and he's an addition on defense and on offense. Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to love his role in Denver, and I think Jokic is going to love having him there too. Same with Cam Johnson. Like these guys are going to be getting open looks, and they are going to be able to use Jokic's mind as a way to break down defenses so well. And we might even see, I don't know if we will, but Jonas Valanciunas and Nikola Jokic on the floor together. We go a little double big. But my overall point is that Jonas Valanciunas, Cam Johnson, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Bruce Brown, these guys are going to take a big load off in the regular season. So last year, like Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, Jokic, they had to do so much work during the season to just even get them into a good spot. I think with these new additions, they're going to have more options. Jokic is basically, he has more toys to play with. Um, Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray can get a bit of rest. Like those guys broke down and they do, and that's what happens when you have to play so much. And if you ask me, Michael Porter Jr. departing is addition by subtraction. I just don't think that he thinks the game, and this is, I'm being accusatory here, but I don't think he really like cares as much. Um, sorry, he doesn't care enough to do the small things that a Bruce Brown or maybe even Cam Johnson would do. So I think these guys are set up for real success and real strength in the regular season. And as long as like if they're top two, they're going to be playing a play-in team most likely. This past year in the playoffs, they had a crazy first round series with the Clippers and like were really close to losing that series. But they did a great job and looking forward to next year. I don't think they're going to play a series that's tough that is that tough in the first round. So I think the Nuggets are going to be great. Moving on to team number three. This is the Milwaukee Bucks. When you think of the Bucks, you think of, oh, Dame is gone, and they have to pay him all this money. And is Giannis like, was he gonna get traded? Is he gonna be unhappy? What's gonna happen during the season? Haven't heard anything from Giannis. I think if he were going to move, it would have been by now. Um, you think about Dame leaving, and that's like a big blow to the backcourt. But look at this. They have really fortified their backcourt. Cole Anthony, he is a good NBA point guard. He plays defense and he's scrappy. There's times I watched the Magic last year where like he's just playing harder than the other team and making great plays, finishing around the rim and he can shoot a bit too. Amir Coffey from the Clippers, I was sh shocked last year I was shocked that Amir Coffey was playing so much on the Clippers, and it's because he's good. Like he can play defense, he can shoot as well. He's like fearless going to the rim. That's another great backcourt addition. Gary Harris, like he's going to be lighting it up from three. He's not going to be asked to be playing a ton of defense. Like I think he's going to be really good. And they kept Gary Trent Jr. too. So I think like Gary Trent Jr. and Gary Harris, like the two Garys, they are great like distance shooters. Amir Coffey and Cole Anthony, they're going to dig in on defense. Um, Miles Turner, it's hard for me to even see how like what his ceiling is going to be with this team. He definitely replaces Brooke Lopez as like someone who can shoot from distance and protect the rim. I think Miles Turner has a few more things about his game that are really going to be complementary to this team. Like he can play in the mid post. He can definitely run faster than Brooke Lopez. I think that these guys are going to actually be really tough to play, and Giannis on any given night can just go nuclear and win the game. So the Bucks are going to be, I think, better than definitely than I was like thinking about them earlier in the summer. They were fifth in the standings last year, won 48 games. I don't think they're going to be ahead of the Cavs or the Knicks. But after that, it gets kind of murky. And again, as long as they don't have to play either of those two teams in the first round, I think they have a chance of winning a first round. And from there, like Giannis is just going to kick into next gear and um, bring his championship DNA and his all-time player like mindset and go crazy. So the Bucks are going to actually be decent next year. The fourth team on this list that stood out to me is actually the team right below them. The Timberwolves. Man, these guys are good, but they didn't change anything. In fact, they lost Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That is a dimension to their team that, okay, I didn't think he was like the greatest or like someone who you think about is if you think about like sixth man or like a great shooting guard. But the numbers don't lie. He was really impactful for them, and many people are saying he's a big loss. Um, they re-signed Julius Randle, re-signed Naz Reid. Like they didn't add any kind of dimension, any new dimension to their team. And I think when you do that in this league, like coaches are really smart. Like people are going to be able to find film on things that you did. Like who's going to be different? They have, I was just looking at their roster. They have Bones Highland on the team. He's a wild card that can do anything. But other than that, like you know what Rudy Gobert is going to do. You know what Dante DiVincenzo is going to do. Jaden McDaniels, is he going to change his game? I don't think so. These new guards like Terrence Shannon and Rob Dillingham. Okay, cool. They can get their numbers. Are they going to elevate the team to a win? It's just hard for me to see them being like, oh, they're gonna take a step up. No, I don't think so. I think that I mean, they were sixth in the West last year. I think a lot of teams around them got better. All of the teams above them, Thunder, Rockets, Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers, I think are gonna stay above them. And dude, who even knows? Like, will the Warriors with a full season of Jimmy Butler be better than them? This is a crazy jump, but will the Spurs be better than them? I don't know. We'll see. Frenchman on Frenchman, big man duel with them and the Spurs, like that would I think that would probably go to the Spurs. Um, bottom line is I don't think they got better. I don't really see how Anthony Edwards is going to be able to raise his game. Like, what more can he do? He shot it at a much higher volume and shoots it well. Uh, what else can he add? I don't know. So I'm a little bit worried about the Timberwolves, um, and we'll see where they end up. I like those guys, but they are they need to do more. Okay, the last team that stood out to me on this list, the Phoenix Suns. Call me crazy. I think they might have a chance to sneak into the playoffs, whether outright or through the play-in. Just looking at their additions, let's see. They added Dylan Brooks. He's a bitch to play against. Like he's going to play hard, and I know like Memphis didn't want him on the team anymore that year. Mainly, I think because he was antagonizing LeBron James, which any sane human wouldn't do. And it cost them in the playoffs. But Dylan Brooks was a menace in Houston, and he's going to be a menace in Phoenix. That's just who he is. And guess what? He can shoot, and he's not afraid of anyone, and he makes the other team uncomfortable. You love having him on your team. You hate playing against him. It's like a Draymond Green type. They got Jalen Green, of course, like his teammate. They know each other, and those guys just put up numbers. Jalen Green, he can go off for like watching him against the Warriors. He can go off for 33. He can also have nights where he gets 6 points. But you know who Jalen Green didn't have next to him in Houston was Devin Booker. This guy just got paid. He's like going down as one of the most iconic Phoenix Suns, like when his career is all said and done. Um, I think he might look at this the same way I do and think, hey, we have a chance to actually like win a lot more regular season games. I think he is going to lock in. And dude, they got Mark Williams. Like this is a huge big who can move and has good hands. Okay, injury concern, fine. They have Bol as well if they want to throw another big guy there. But I think that they had some addition by subtraction with their departures. I'm sorry to Kevin Durant, but that's an injury risk. I think he also affects the team around him a lot. Like he is one of the greatest ever, and I would I don't know about these guys, but you kind of walk on eggshells around him like that. No matter like who's been here or not or what he says, like it's Kevin Durant, man. You want him to like you. You want to feel good playing with him. You want to win with him. And I think that they just went on it was a slippery slope of losses and things just compounded and got bad. Bradley Beal leaving is huge for this team. Like I hate to say it, this guy is not a winner. And it's funny to me that he's going to the Clippers, who are also not really winners historically. That's a topic for a separate day. But looking at the Western Conference standings, they were 11th last year. They won 36 games. I think they're going to win over 45 games, and that puts them into the top 10 picture in the West. Yeah, I think they're actually going to be, they're not going to be a role like a team where you look on the schedule and think, okay, check mark, that's a win. No, not anymore. They're gonna be heard from, and I'm really interested to see where they end up next year. But yeah, looking at this list, those are the five teams that stood out to me. I'll actually put the link in the comments so you can look at this link yourself. But yeah, let me know if there's a team that you think I'm speaking crazy about, or if there's a team that I missed. I know like the Hawks could have been on this list. Um, the Pelicans, I actually had some hot takes about them, but not going to get into that. Yeah, hope everyone has a great rest of their summer. See you next week.